Hey guys, the section of violence here. We got another one for you. UFC Vegas 93. Um, Pretty solid card. Great fights on it. Honestly, I'm pumped for the main event. It's a good main event. Big litmus test for Tatsuro Taira. I think he'll pass it though. Um, I just feel like we haven't seen enough from Perez to think, oh, he's gonna win. But this is also we haven't seen a lot from Taira to think he's gonna dominate. But the one thing I can say is we've seen some talent from him, and what I mean by we haven't seen much from Taira is like the names. If you look at his record, I mean I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, so we'll talk about that later. But yeah. Moving on, we have Shayilan Nuerdanbieke versus Melquizael Costa. Honestly, this is a weird one because I think Melquizael Costa is a superior striker. Nuerdanbieke is mainly a control-based wrestler. He's got decent wrestling. His chin isn't that bad. I mean, he got finished by Steve Garcia. Both of these guys got beat by Steve Garcia. Um, so they have that in common. The problem with this is, can Melquise Costa keep it on the feet? I think he can. Because if you look at the wins of Melquise Costa, um, he's beat guys like Junior Mello, Austin Lingo. Austin Lingo and Junior Mello are both primarily strikers, but you know he's shown decent takedown defense in both. Honestly, he hasn't had that many wins. Um, So it's hard to like take him with a lot of confidence. He beat Bazika, who's a decent striker. So honestly, this is either Melquizo Costa gets wrestle fucked or we get Shaila Nuerdanbieke. He wins by or sorry, Melquizo Costa wins by, I'm gonna go decision. I just think he's gonna put more volume out there. Be very, very annoying on the feet. Maybe potentially hurt Shayilan, find a KO. I don't think it's gonna happen though. I think Shayilan's gonna be, around for the full fight, and I think it's gonna go to a decision. I gotta go with Melquizo Costa, Melk. I think he's just the side here. Obviously anything can happen. Steve Garcia is, he hits hard, and I can understand why he beat both these guys. Both these guys don't really deal with damage the greatest, and but Challenger Nerlenbeck isn't that bad. He can be somewhat durable, and I think that's what I think is going to make this fight go to the decision. I think we got Melquizo Costa winning by decision, and yeah, not much else I could say about this fight. Yeah, moving on. We got Julia Polastri versus Josefine Knutsson. Now I like Josefine Knutsson here, but not by a lot. I think Julia Polastri is down to scrap. She's experienced and she's decently well rounded. The problem is I feel like Josefine Knutsson's better everywhere. Definitely feel like she should be a 2-1 favorite, no more than that. There is value in Polastri, but I just don't want to bet this fight, honestly. Josephine Knutson is definitely experienced. She can be dangerous, but for the most part, she's just a decisionator. Most of her wins are by decision. Um, you know, I think Julia Polastri could make this somewhat close, potentially stuffing takedowns. Landing the better shots on the feet. It all depends. But this is a very close fight. I'm gonna go with Josephine Knutson here, but it's close, and I could switch to Polastri by the end of the week. So we'll see. I'm gonna go with Knutson. Just has a better team behind her, in my opinion. But we'll see how this fight plays out. Honestly, this is a big skip spot for me. I just don't think Knutson is, you know, a world beater. I don't think she's worth chalk. So it's like, yeah, I understand why she's a favorite, but chalk, I don't think I could give her that. So definitely, I would rather play this one live, see how it plays out. But yeah, I'm on Josephine Knutsson here. I think she wins. I'm not confident, but I think she wins this one. Prediction could change though. It's all based on the weigh-ins and other things. But yeah, I'm on Josephine Knutsson here as a prediction. I have her winning by decision. Moving on, we have Weston Wilson versus Jeka Saragih. Not much need to say about this one. Weston Wilson should not be in a cage fighting another human. He should be filing someone's taxes. Um, he is just not. His body is not built for MMA. He is pretty bad defensively, and I don't. He doesn't like to be in there when his game doesn't work. And I think Jeka Saragih is going to find the KO blow. I think Jeka Saragih is going to put him away round one or two TKO. I just think Weston Wilson doesn't react well to being hit, and he doesn't defend well. So I feel like that's a recipe for disaster against a heavy hitter like Jekka. I know people are just thinking there's a grappling side to Weston Wilson, but Jekka Saragih is training with guys like Chase and Blair. Like he has decent guys in his stable that he's working with. So honestly, I think he'll be fine here. I think he's one of the better Indonesians, and I think he's going to win this fight by TKO in the rounds one or two. But yeah, I wouldn't go crazy with this fight. Moving on, we have Carli Judice versus Gabriella Fernandes. I gotta go with Gabriella Fernandez here. It's a close fight. It's all with you what you're favoring here. The big power of Fernandez and the kicks of Fernandez, or Carly Judas just filling the space with volume, clinch work, making it a dog fight. If she gets her to the ground, that's a wrap. Has brick hips. She cannot get up when she's taken down. Um, but she does a decent job at defending the initial shot. It's when they chain wrestle, she doesn't know what to do. Carly Judas doesn't really chain wrestle, so I don't think she's going to do that here. Um, I think Gabriela Fernandez wins here by decision, potentially a late TKO. But yeah, I don't think Carly Judas is UFC caliber yet. I think she has the talent to be one day, but I think she's just a little bit. She needs like two or three more fights before she can get to the UFC. 3-1's a bit of an time to get into the UFC, so maybe it pays off. I definitely don't think she should be a 2-1 underdog. I think plus 170 under that's fair, but I think Fernandez should win this one. But yeah, we'll see. I've seen upsets, but I've seen you know, worse people lose at chalk. So I'm gonna go with Gabriel Fernandez, and yeah, I don't like the chalk at all, but I definitely think she's a side. But maybe this is gonna age poorly. Moving on, we have Garrett Armfield versus Brady Hiestand. Brady Hiestand is another one where it's like he's a really good Homer Simpson, but with his grappling, he can gas you out with his grappling game. His shots are all right. Striking is not great at all. And that's going to be a problem when you're fighting someone like Garrett Armfield, who's training at a Marathon MMA, who's doing the right work, putting in those hours, refining his skill set. He has pretty nasty hands, good KO power. I think Brady Highstead's there to be hit. So I'm gonna have to go with Garrett Armfield getting a TKO win or a decision win. I just think Highstead's gonna be too open to get hit. I feel like Armfield's gonna find the shot, put him away. Um, but yeah, maybe we see a dogfight and Brady Highstead, somehow finds his way to winning this fight. But I don't see it. I see Garrett Armfield dominating the fight anywhere it goes. He has pretty good takedown defense. He stays calm in the pocket, throws heavy. I do like Garrett Armfield. I know I faded him his last fight because I rate Brad Katona as well, so it was like a tricky fight for me to call. But yeah, Garrett Armfield won that fight pretty not clearly, but like pretty convincingly in my opinion, because like I thought he won. But yeah, Garrett Armfield, I think is the side here. I think Garrett Armfield wins this fight. I wouldn't be surprised to see a TKO, but I'm gonna go with Armfield by decision. Moving on. we have Nate Maness taking on Jimmy Flick. I'm not going to speak too much about this. Nate Maness should run over Jimmy Flick. Jimmy Flick is soy, does not like damage, turtles up at the sight of damage. Was getting worked by Malcolm Gordon on the feet and beat up with ground and pound until he found a submission, Hail Mary submission, which he's known for, Hail Mary submissions. So unless he gets a Hail Mary submission, I don't think he's going to beat Nate Maness. I got to go with Nate Maness inside the distance by TKO. I think Jimmy Flick's just too easily put away, and Nate Maness has power and experience on his side. So I think Umar Nurmagomedov has trouble submitting him. I think Jimmy Flick will too. So gonna go with Nate Maness here by TKO in the second or third. We'll see how it plays out. Moving on, we have Joshua Van taking on Tagir Ulanbekov. Tagir's a tricky puzzle to solve. He's taller. He uses his body, not body lock. Uh, I can't think of the terminology, but he knows how to like really hang off the side and you know make the person fall with him. He's good at those throws. He's good at Greco style throws. He's just a very skilled grappler, and honestly, it's hard for me to fade him here. He should be the side here. I understand why he's the side here. He's got Team Habib in his corner. He's basically the run to the litter, but he's is very good. Pretty well rounded. I just don't like his durability and his cardio. I think Joshua Van's, even though he had a hard time finishing people lesser than Tagir, I think he has a chance of finishing Tagir. Definitely going to be a close fight where you're favoring control over damage. But I definitely don't know. I don't know because I like Van as an underdog. I play him up to plus 150. I just think the line's a bit off. But honestly, I can understand why people are still playing Tagir. I just think Tagir is a run to the litter, like I said, and I think it's going to show in this fight against a really very skilled prospect in Joshua Van. So I'm going to go Joshua Van here for the upset. Moving on, we have Adam Fugitt versus Josh Quinlan. Um, so with this fight, you got to understand Fugitt had made a move 3 months ago to fight ready, and that's probably one of the best things he could have done for his career. He's gonna have good guidance, good training partners, one-on-one time with good coaching. I think he's gonna do good in this fight. I think if he does mixes in a grappling heavy game plan and doesn't get TKO'd, I feel like he can find the top position and TKO him or out grapple him. I think he's definitely live for that. Just a pass spot for me though. Quinlan has showed he will go into fights injured. Has shown very bad fight IQ, bad everywhere. He's okay. I rolled with him in Vegas. He's pretty good. But for the most part, I'd say his best attribute is his punching power and has decent jiu-jitsu. But other than that, I gotta go with Adam Fugit here. The wrestling, I feel like it's gonna be better. The training partners are gonna be better. But it's a close fight. Wouldn't want to touch this fight. Definitely stay clear of this fight. This is a fight you don't want to bet on. But yeah, I'm gonna lean Adam Fugit here. It's a very controversial prediction. Not really controversial, but not a popular prediction, and I got to go with Fugit. It's my gut's telling me. But yeah, moving on. We have Jose Johnson taking the Asu Almabayev. Asu is a very decorated grappler. Skilled on the feet somewhat, but his main strength is the smash. I think if he gets a hold of Jose, I think he can win this fight by submission. But the problem with Jose is he's so long. I don't know how he's going to make 125. He barely struggles. He barely makes 135. So it's going to be interesting to see him at 125 if he even makes weight. I'm going to go with Almavaya by submission in the second or third round, maybe even the first. But I just think Asu is levels above Jose on the ground, and I think he's going to show it. Jose is a decent fighter. Don't get me wrong. Very dangerous on the feet. Some decent submissions he throws up, but other than that, he doesn't have much for Asu Almabayev. I think the 19-2 record speaks for itself. This guy's an absolute beast. Got to go with Asu here. He didn't look amazing in his last outing, but stops mid fights, and I think he should be able to cruise with this one. But yeah, I got to go with Asu here, and I got to go by submission rounds one or two, and then yeah. And with this fight, guys, just be careful. Trust your gut with this one. I'm not touching this fight. I just have a gut feeling something's fishy's going on. Maybe Jose was always able to make 125. I don't know. But yeah, moving on. Miles Johns taking on Douglas da Silva Andrade. Honestly, I was torn on this one all week, but I just came to a conclusion that I got to take Miles Johns. I just think Miles Johns is again Marathon MMA, which is a good training camp. His boys, his main coach won't be there coaching him, which will be interesting, but he's still got good coaching in his corner. I'm interested to see how this plays out. Again, another spot I have no interest in. Douglas Silva de Andrade is 38 years old, and he just doesn't look good. His last fight, I can't get behind him. You don't lose to Cody Stamen like that if you're in your prime. Or no, he beat Cody Stamen, but it was like he made it competitive. All of his losses are to good guys, so you got to factor that in. Miles John, I feel like this is a big levels fight. If he doesn't win this fight, he's back down to like lower ranked contenders. But yeah, I think he should be able to win this fight. If he doesn't win by um, decision or TKO, I'll be kind of surprised because of the age of De Silva, de Andrade. But we'll see how it plays out. I honestly am I'm pretty torn here. But yeah, I lean right now. I lean Miles Johns. I think he's going to be too quick on the feet with his hands. Good wrestling, and I think he's going to outwork the old dog. We'll see how. Definitely a volatile fight. So moving on. Speaking of volatile fights, we got Timmy Cuamba versus Lucas Almeida. Lucas Almeida is probably one of the like sharpest prospects that is coming out of the PI. Like he is very skilled in the gym. Everyone's raves about him. I can just hear nothing but good stories about him. But the problem with him is he does a lot of outside work and like he has moments of brilliance, but for the most part, he just like suppresses his brilliance and doesn't let himself to really go. And he wants to always find that perfect kill shot, which is good and all, but Lucas Almeida is a hard guy to do that to. He will get in your face, make it ugly. And honestly, all the values on Lucas Almeida here. He's had some grappling losses, and it is what it is. He's not facing much of a grappler in Cuamba. Cuamba showed a round of grappling in round two last fight, but that's not who he is. He's looking to strike on the feet, and I think Lucas Almeida will be happy to oblige. Um, I'm torn with this fight because my brain's telling me Kumba, my heart's telling me Almeida. So I'll let you guys know about this one in the Discord. Join the Discord, guys. It's a sick channel, all full of info. But yeah, guys, I gotta go with for now. I'm gonna go with. Uh, I'm gonna go Timmy Kwamba with my hair, and honestly, I'm leaning the other way too because it's a very close fight. But yeah, guys, moving on. Antonio Trocoli versus Ikram Aliskerov. Not much to talk about. Trocoli's a bum. He's gonna get beat easy. Hasn't trained in 1 year. Absolute bum. I don't know why he took this fight. He's gonna get beat up, knocked out bad. Ikram by KO in rounds one or two. You can write it down. Moving on, we have Alex Perez versus Tatsuro Taira. Tatsuro Taira is very talented, very dangerous on the feet too. Not only on the ground, he has very powerful hands. The guy is talent personified, and I think he can win this fight by submission. But I don't know. Perez is a gamer. He has good grappling, good experience. I think Perez has seen a lot in this game, and I think he can win this fight. So for me, this is a pass spot, live spot. We'll see how it plays out. But Tatsuro Taira for me is the pick, just off pure skill and the 15-0 shiny record he's probably looking to keep. But not much other than that. Alex Perez is, he's not the worst fighter. Like he's fought good guys, looked good against a lot of these guys. And I know he's had some bad, questionable losses, but for the most part, he's a good fighter, and I do think he's going to win this fight if he gets to the ground a lot. Because I don't think Tyra's great off his back, especially late in the rounds. So interesting fight to call. But yeah, guys, let me get you guys out of here on my top five most confident picks. Let me give you guys a second here. Alrighty, my number one pick is Aliskerov, no surprise. Number two, we got Nate Maness. Number three, Jeka Saragih. Number four, Asu Almabayev. And number five, I'm going to go Tatsuro Taira. Alrighty, guys. Like, subscribe. You know the drill. And I'll see you next time. Peace.